William Glasser was originally a chemical engineer who eventually became a psychiatrist. He developed reality therapy and choice theory. Glasser rejected the Freudian model and focused more on the concept of choice and behavior rather than mental illness or chemical imbalances. Glasser believed that it's important to talk to the sane part of the person rather than the disturbed side. Glasser had his own private practice and through his experience had many opportunities to research and gather information. He concluded that people have a need to control their situations, and they have the ability to alter and choose their behaviors. Glasser focused on the idea that people are unhappy with their lives, in particular their relationship with others. Glasser focused on behavior rather than emotions. He suggested that humans can control their actions and thinking. Glasser suggested that relationships are essential for mental health programs. Choice theory uses an existential, phenomenological approach, meaning that each individual views the world in their own context. It suggests that all we do is behave. Choice theory suggests that we cannot control what others do. Rather, we control how we choose to react. No event or person can make us feel anything, unless we let them, or choose to feel that way. Choice theory focuses on the present, and the past only distracts from the present. Choice theory suggests that we cannot change our past. Although some may say the past affects us, choice theory says the past will affect us if we choose to let that happen. Choice theory can be explained and summed up with these 10 axioms. Choice theory suggests that our behavior has a purpose, and we are in an endless quest to satisfy these 5 basic needs. Survival or self-preservation refers to maintaining life and good health. Love and belonging refers to the need to love others and to be loved. Power or inner control refers to achievement and accomplishments and being in control of our own life. Freedom refers to the need to make choices. Fun refers to the need to laugh, enjoy life, and experience activities that promote fun. We are all in a quest to satisfy these 5 basic needs, and the way we satisfy these needs differ from person to person. Some people need more satisfying in a specific need, while others may not. Picture album or quality world refers to our unique pictures within us that tell us what is most important to us. These pictures can be people, values, things, or even how we view the world. These pictures are things we feel will satisfy our 5 basic needs. Our quality world started right after birth. Things that made us feel good became snapshots and stored in our quality mind. Then our quality mind becomes what we want because it makes us feel good. In a nutshell, quality world is what would be your ideal world. The closer you are to your quality world, the happier you are. The further you are from your quality world, then the more disappointed you are in your reality. For example, if in your quality world, you expect your husband to bring you a dozen roses with a bottle of the most expensive champagne and a new puppy, but instead he comes home with 1 daisy, no alcohol, and a pet fish, then you wouldn't be satisfied because this is not in your quality world. Total behavior refers to 4 inseparable concepts that work together. These 4 components are acting, thinking, feeling, and physiology. These 4 concepts are always present in everything we do. However, some are more obvious than others. For example, let's imagine you have a 10-page paper due the following day, but you haven't started and you're sitting there staring off into space. All components are present. In the acting component, that would be you sitting staring off into space. In the thinking component, it would be something like, holy cow, why do I have to do this? Or why do I always wait for the last minute? Or I wish I could be binge watching my favorite show instead of doing this essay. The feeling component might be that you feel angry, stressed out, annoyed, or even depressed. The physiology component may be that you have a high heart rate, you may be sweating, or even have a headache. All components are present in this example. However, the most prominent one is the acting component, that being you sitting there doing nothing. In choice theory, we have control over all these behaviors, which can overall change our total behavior. You may think you have no control over your physiology component, but in reality, you do. By changing your acting and thinking components, then the other two, feeling and physiology components, will follow. Back to our example. If you changed your acting component, that is actually sitting down and starting to type, and you changed your thinking component, that is saying something like, okay, it's not that bad, I can do this, it's only 10 pages, I'm positive that I'll get this done tonight, then the other components will follow. You may start to feel hopeful, content, or even determined. In the physiology component, your heart rate would go down, you may stop sweating, and your headache may even go away. It's important to remember that changing our total behavior is our choice. We have the ability to change the way we act. This will change the behaviors we cannot directly change. The leader must focus on making an empathetic, judgment-free, and overall trusting environment. If there's no relationship among the leader and the members, then the therapy will not work. The leader serves as a mentor and encourages members to make different choices in order to get their desired outcomes. The leader focuses on teaching members to accept accountability for their choices and focuses on the members' strengths and potentials rather than on their misery. Overall, the role of the therapist is to explore members' wants and total behaviors they are choosing. They focus on accepting group members and lead members to focus on behaviors they can control. They teach members how to create plans and to change their behaviors to get their desired outcomes. When members don't stick to the plan, group leaders don't judge. Rather, they teach members on how excuses may be a temporary fix, but will eventually lead to failure. Group leaders never give up on their members and never punish them. Group leaders help members recognize the choices that are not working for them, and they help them accept themselves for who they are. They also guide them to make plans so that they can do better.
Well, bolding uses an acronym WDEP to illustrate key procedures that can be applied in the practice of reality therapy groups. Grounded in choice theory, the WDEP system assists people in satisfying their basic needs. The wants. Reality therapists assist clients in discovering their wants, needs, perceptions, hopes, and dreams. They ask, what do you want? Through the therapist's skillful questioning, clients are encouraged to recognize, define, and refine how they wish to meet their needs. Because reality therapy makes use of questioning to a greater degree than many other counseling approaches, it is important for group leaders to develop extensive questioning skills. The art of group counseling requires that leaders know what questions to ask, how to ask them, and when to ask them. Part of counseling consists of an exploration of clients' picture albums, their quality worlds, and the ways in which their behavior is aimed at moving the external world closer to their inner world of wants. Throughout the process, the focus is on getting members to make a self-evaluation to determine the direction in which their behavior is taking them. This assessment provides a basis for making specific changes that will enable the members to reduce their frustrations. Doing and direction. After members explore their quality world, wants, and needs, they are asked to look at their current behavior to determine if what they are doing is getting them what they want. The leader encourages discussion of past behaviors only if these events can be easily related to present situations or to help them plan for a better tomorrow. Although problems may originate from the past, they all occur in the present. Therefore, problems must be solved either in the present or through a plan for the future. Reality therapists avoid endless discussion of clients' feelings or their physiological reactions, as through these were separate from their total behavior. Members are encouraged to discuss feelings in tandem with actions and thinking because reality therapists believe changing ways of acting and thinking is easier than changing feelings. Parts of this exploration involves a discussion of the internal self-talk that often relates to the choice an individual has made. By having members focus on what they are doing, leaders are teaching members that they can gain conscious control over their behavior, can make choices, and change their lives. Self-evaluation. Members will not change their behaviors or make better choices until they evaluate their own behavior and make the determination that their current course of action is not helpful. Will this choice get you where you want to go? Is a question often asked by Wimbledon. Self-evaluation is the cornerstone of reality therapy procedures. After group members make an evaluation about the quality of their behavior, they can determine what may be contributing to their failures and what changes they can undertake to promote success. It is important that group leaders remain non-judgmental about members' behavior and do not assume the responsibility for the individual in making these value judgments. Instead, they best serve members when they challenge them to stop, look, and listen. If therapists can stimulate client self-questioning, members will be more likely to begin to make changes. Planning. Much of the work in reality therapy consists of helping members identify specific ways to change their failure choices into success choices. The best plan is one that is initiated by the individual. The second best plan is one that is initiated by the therapist and the individual client. And the third best plan is one that is initiated by the therapist. Regardless of who initiates the plan, the art of planning is to establish practical short-term goals that have a high probability of being successfully attained. These successes will positively reinforce the member's efforts to achieve long-range goals. Therefore, therapy is best directed toward providing members with new information and helping them discover more effective ways of getting what they want. Characteristics of effective planning. The purpose of a plan is to arrange for successful experiences. A plan that fulfills wants and needs is central to effective group counseling. Before members carry out a plan, it is a good idea to evaluate the plan in the group and get feedback from other members and the leader. Commitment is not an all-or-nothing matter. It exists in degrees. Leaders can encourage members who have a low level of commitment to move in the direction of increasing their level of commitment to do what it takes to bring about change. If individual members fall short of their commitments or in any way fail to implement their plans, that fact cannot be hidden from others or, more important, for themselves. Commitment places the responsibility for changing directly on the clients. Applying reality therapy to group work in schools. Glasser has been well received by educators interested in applying the basic ideas of reality therapy to the classroom. Educators found the principles of reality therapy helpful, and he was asked to apply them to the classroom and to the school as an organization. As a result of this experience, he wrote Schools Without Failure in 1969, which had a major impact on the administration of schools. Glasser believes schools should be structured in ways to help students achieve a success identity as opposed to a failure identity. The quality school models a democratic structure as opposed to an autocratic structure. The basic philosophy of choice theory is highly applicable to group counseling with both children and adolescents. Applying reality therapy with multicultural populations. Wimbledon believes reality therapy needs to be modified to fit the cultural context of people from areas other than North America. Wimbledon's experience in conducting reality therapy workshops in many parts of the world have taught him the difficulty of making generalizations about other cultures. Reality therapy assumes that the basic needs are universal. In ways in which these needs are expressed depend largely on the cultural context. Because of cultural values, some clients are likely to react more positive and to cooperate to a greater degree if the focus is on what they are doing and wanting rather on what they are feeling. Reality therapy group counseling is typically case in a framework of teaching and learning process. Evaluation of choice theory, reality therapy, and groups. Contributions and strengths of the approach. This theory stresses on accountability. When a group participant indicates a stress to change certain behaviors, for example, the leader confronts the member with a question about what is keeping the person from doing so. The fact that it is the member, not the leader, who evaluate their own behavior and decide whether they want to change. Reality therapy's insistence that change will not come by insight alone. Rather, members have to begin doing something different once they determine that their behavior is not working for them. A strength of this approach is an emphasis on understanding the subjective inner world of individuals. The approach is well suited to brief interventions in crisis counseling situations, and reality therapy has been effectively used in addiction treatment and recovery programs for over 30 years. Limitations of the approach. Reality therapy is the tendency of certain group leaders who may assume the role of a preacher or moral expert who judges for the members how they should change. One of the limitations of using choice theory and reality therapy with ethnic minorities, gay and lesbian individuals, and women is that these clients may not feel that real environmental forces operating against them in everyday life are being taken into consideration. There is a danger that some reality therapists may overstress the ability of these clients to take charge of their lives and not pay enough attention to systemic and environmental issues. As group counselor, you will need to examine the concepts of choice theory and the procedures of reality therapy to determine what elements can be effectively incorporated into your individual therapeutic style of facilitating groups.